Good morning, YouTube. Honey, it's been a while. Hey, Dream with Brain, how you doing? I'm about to write you off. Oh, don't write me off. Child, there's been so much going on in the real world. I've just been plugged into other things. Hey, C-Mac TV. Child, I came alive. I said I'll be paying for this StreamYard every month, and I'm not even using it. Make it make sense, okay? But anyway, today I felt like I had something to say. She said, yes, see back. We'll go there to boycott me. So, don't boycott me, honey. Boycott the White House, okay?" Anyway, thank y'all so much for the kind words, and thank y'all for honey joining me this Friday morning, child. This Friday morning. But I had to come on. Like I said, I have been watching, I'm sure, hopefully, as well as you have, been paying close attention to this war that we've got, that America has got, the president has thrown America into, that we don't have nothing to do with. But I want to come on and talk today specifically to us melanated people. So we know that the president, he keep lying about, what people, we're winning, we're winning big over Iran. That's a lie. They bombed all of our bases in the Middle East. They bombed the UAE. They bombed Saudi Arabia. They done bombed Kuwait. They done bombed. They burned down on Israel, which Trump started this war, in my opinion, for Israel in the first place. Yeah, he gonna get us killed, Dream Bring. And Dream Bring, you so right on that. And I don't hear nobody hollering for articles impeachment. What? Hey, Almighty ISIS, I don't hear nobody hollering that. Right? It's incredible to me. So, uh, in the midst of all this, Iran, like I said, in my opinion, is winning the war. They don't even have nuclear weapons, or they don't have as sophisticated weapons as the United States has, but they are very strategic in what they are doing, because they're not trying to beat us with might. They're not trying to beat us with $1 billion worth of technology. They are trying to they're trying to shut down our economy. Hey, Fifi, that's what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to shut down our economy. Trump won't pull out. He just keeps saying we're gonna be there 14 days, and we're gonna be this and we that. Ain't that what they said at first about Afghanistan? And they're saying at least 7,000 American soldiers died in Afghanistan. It's probably more. It's just like they're saying only 7 soldiers have died here. With the rate that they have, if you're using your common sense, all the bases, the U.S. bases, naval bases, and army bases, and all of the bases that they've hit, common sense is telling me there's obviously more than 7 people, that have died in this war, right? So they say 150 injured, but out of the 150 injured, only 7 that passed away. Okay. Right. So anyway, I realized that a lot of people not worried about this, especially a lot of black people. You know what I mean? If this is a microcosm of what the community is thinking about, a lot of black people, I'm not going to say that, but maybe on here there might not be a lot of black people worried about it. But here's the thing. Here's what I want to talk about. Donald Trump has not ruled out putting boots on the ground when it comes to Iran, right? When it comes to him following the Israelis. The first boots that he put on the ground, even if Israeli put boots on the ground, I imagine they would have to save face. But the first the boots that are going to be putting on the ground is the American soldiers, right? Now, that is a disaster. That is sending our American troops in to be slaughtered, okay? The Iranians, whether people want to admit it or not, have been preparing for this forever, for decades. They know that this time was going to come, right? Just like Vladimir Putin not Vladimir Putin, but Netanyahu, the Israeli guy, has been woking this war for 40 years. He finally got it, and now he losing. He don't even want his media to tell his country how bad they're losing, right? So you got some demented Donald Trump, just gonna go in after he said no more wars, and throw us into something that we don't have nothing to do with, right? And people are getting the whole thing wrong. But let me get back to this. So we know that if we know anything about Vietnam, right? Y'all remember Vietnam? This is gonna be another Vietnam. We lost the Vietnam War to the point where they had to drop 2 atomic bombs in Vietnam, one in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, I believe. They had to drop 2 atomic bombs in order to get out of Vietnam, right? And if you listen to have been listening to the stories of your elders back then, we know that there were the first people that they come for when it comes to this war is black bodies, okay? And so that's the reason why I want to do this video, because before the end of this year, they're going to impose a draft, okay? If you have a child, male or female, between the ages of 18 and 26, I believe, they are going to be required to sign up for the draft, okay? And you can't tell me that the first people that they're coming from is melanated people. It's our little black babies, okay, little black youth, okay, boys and girls, right? And I'm here to tell you that they are going to put your babies on the front line to die for this country in a war that we don't have nothing to do with. That's the reason why I want to do this video today, okay? Because even in Vietnam, they said they put the black folks up front. They put them in the first of the line. Why in the world would your melanated self, your daughter or your son, your niece or your nephew, your cousin, your child, want to fight for a country that don't even respect it, right? We know historically that black people have went to war and come back home to the same racism and disrespect. So why in the world would you even why would you not do everything possible in order for them and urge them not to sign up for this draft? Okay, I don't care. Now, if you refuse to sign up for a draft, they say you'll be sent to federal prison for 5 years, or whatever. You have a better chance in jail than you do fighting on Iranian soil, because it is going to be a slaughter. When they had the uprising over there in Iran a little while ago, they killed thousands of their own people. They are waiting for us to put boots on the ground. They're going to massacre us. And Trump don't even care. When he went to go view the caskets of the 7 soldiers that they brought back, he was like, "Oh, it's unfortunate. That's what happens in war." So if he don't care nothing about your babies, like, you can't expect him to care, but you can. But I'm here to tell you that when they impose this draft, you need to do whatever you got to do to keep your son or your daughter from signing up to that draft. Hey, True Black, I don't care what they say, and they got to catch them first, okay? Our youth should not have to be worried about going to fight for a country that don't even respect us, okay? You need to make them refuse. Urge them to refuse to sign up for this draft and go over there. There are so many American soldiers right now of all races, colors, and creed that don't even understand why they are having to endure, if they are already enlisted, why they have to be in the Middle East fighting in the first place. Because we don't have nothing to do with what Israel got going on with Iran. What Israel got going on with Iran has been happening for centuries. Okay, and then Netanyahu over there trying to make it seem like it's a holy war, as well as these evangelical Christians over here want to make it seem like a holy war. Honey, this is not a holy war. This is a fight for supremacy. Okay? The Israelis want to rule over the Middle East. They know that they cannot do that without getting Iran out the way. Iran is not bowing. Iran is not folding. Iran is not wanting to sign a peace treaty, because in the midst of them trying to sign a peace treaty, that is when America bombed them. So they can't be trusted. And now the Americans are losing. Okay, not only losing strategically, all right, because they're spending billions of dollars a day to bomb Iran and other countries that support them. Well, pretty much Iran, but Iran is using like less than probably $1 million a day, because they've been stockpiling their weapons forever, and they're losing. They say that they are using $50,000 drones to take out $1 million and $1 billion artillery. That make it make sense. They've been training for this forever. As soon as boots hit the ground, as soon as our American soldiers hit the ground over there, it's what they want to do. If they want to keep this war up, that's what they're eventually going to have to do. But they are going to be slaughtered. That is what's going to happen. Iran is huge, and they got soldiers that don't have no moral compass. Like I said, they kill their own people. What in the world you think they're gonna do to your sons and daughters? So that's what I want to come on here and say today. And I know, like a whole, I be in and out. Black people kill me because you always waking up too late. You worried about the wrong thing. Some folks is worried about what's going on YouTube, with whatever the hell the recent tea is right now. Because I don't even know, because I ain't even looked at it. Okay, but you worried about the wrong thing. All right. When it comes to this war and they drafting these people, they don't care, about what drama you got going on. They don't care about your sexuality. Okay, they don't care if you are a gay man or a gay woman. They don't care if you are a man done transferred into a woman. They don't care if you a woman done transferred into a man. Your ass is gonna be drafted if you are between the ages of 18 and 26. Okay. Folks be worried about the wrong thing. They don't care who you beefing with on YouTube. They don't care. Thank you, Dream Brain. They don't care. Uh, you know. Uh, uh, uh. They don't care what I'm trying to say. Something pertaining to YouTube. Oh yeah, they don't care who you beefing with. They don't care whose side you done took. They don't care who you done doxed. They don't care about none of that. Okay, who job you done called? If you between the ages of 18 and 26, or is it 36? Is it 36 or 26? Whatever. You're going to be required to sign up for the draft. Okay, it could be in the 30s. I keep saying 26. It could be 36. Between 26 and 36 is what it is. Anyway, you're going to be required to sign up for a draft, and you best believe that they are disproportionately going to sign up black people versus Anglos. Okay. Because your black ass is going to be on the front line. Your children, your sons, your daughters, your young people. Even some of the people on here are going to be eligible for the draft. But folks around here worried about the wrong thing. The world is crumbling around us. It talk about mystery Babylon in the book of Revelations, right? I truly believe that the United States of America is mystery Babylon, because the way that it describes it, all its decadence, all of its Sodom and Gomorrah, activity, all of its wealth, our wealth jumps off wealth for other countries. A lot of countries are financially and economically tied to the United States of America. And in the Bible, it says Mystery Babylon is going to be gone in an hour, followed by disease, pestilence, followed by pestilence, famine, and fire. And I think that describes a nuclear war and then a fallout. It says that three times in the book of Revelations about Mystery Babylon. The reason why Babylon is, the reason why, in my opinion, that America is really not described in the book of uh, uh, in the book of Revelations is because it ain't gonna be here during the tribulation because they're gonna wipe it off the map. Dream Green said, Miss O, seriously, do you think it will come to a draft? Yes, they already announced that before the end of this year, there will be a draft. They're going to launch a draft in 2026. Yes, Dream Green, that is a fact. Yep. I mean, I understand what's going on, but my mind won't let me believe there will be a full blown war for some reason. But guess what, Dreamer Brings? There's already a full blown war. Since that Saturday, what was it, last Saturday we woke up, there's been a full blown war. There are casualties. Have you seen the pictures of what's going on over there? They've blown up fuel plants. They've blown up ships. They've blown up residential areas. Did you hear about that school that the U.S. allegedly hit? They killed 150 girls and killed 175 people. The U.S. is being blamed for that. The Israeli is causing mass destruction. We are fighting alongside Netanyahu's people. Netanyahu is he has a warrant out for his arrest via NATO, not NATO, but the UN for crimes against humanity because he launched a genocide on the Palestinian people. And that is true. Who we are true. And Donald Trump lied to the American people and said it wouldn't be no more wars. Yet here we are in a war that's so tense that nukes could be fired out. And then make it so bad that the US, all of its might, and the Israelis, all of their might, they both have nukes. But guess what? Iran don't have no nuclear bombs at all. And they still beating them. They are still beating them. You know, Miss O, but on American soil, do you think we will get it on our soul? I really want your thoughts on our soil. Well, there the allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly because the FBI and Cash Patel is a liar, but there have been reports that the Iranians could attack California using drones. And not even that, even if that's not true, there are a whole lot of sleeper cells, a whole lot of Iranian sleeper cells here in America. What if they choose to attack those sleeper cells? There has been a school shooting at Old Dominion University. They're saying it wasn't tied to terrorism, but there was a car that ran through the front gates of the White House. There has been a mosque shot up or synagogue, or I think it was a synagogue shot up, and this is in the past couple of days. But the government wants these things to go on. The Republicans want this to happen because they want this to become a state of emergency. Because if it becomes a state of emergency, the United States government can keep, Trump will stay in office, and also he can federalize the elections if this becomes a state of emergency. There's a whole, and then Trump went into this not to help Israel, not because they think it's a holy war. Okay, not even, hey bougie, not even worried about um oil, right? Because like I said, economically, the Iranians are crippling oil. They're not. There's a Strait of Hormuz, open waters where they get the oils from to transfer the oils around the world. The Iranians have stopped any ships from coming through to get oil. So if your gas is going up, that's the reason why. When you pump your car, when you eat your home, when you cook your food, gas is going up. They can't get in. The Iranians are not letting any oil pass through the Strait of Hormuz, and this affects not only our country but several countries that get oil from the Iranians and the Saudis. They're cutting it off, which is a problem from us. And it's getting so bad that they put heavy sanctions on Russia. Russia is behind Iran, which is the reason why Iran got so much intel on our bases, and China is follows behind the Soviet Union with money. It's like a whole chess game, a whole Game of Thrones, if you will. You know, all because Trump decided to acquiesce with crazy ass genocidal Netanyahu. So it's gonna get really real around here. Because at any point in time, if Israel, now I don't think the United States would set off a nuclear bomb. Yeah, they're talking about, so I have cyber attacks started. They're talking about cyber attacks. They're talking about attacks on our grid. Which to shut everything down electronically. They're talking about that. They're talking about sleeper cells. The Iranians have been emboldened. Okay, because they did not start this fight. They did not they did not throw the first blow. Okay, they are simply responding, and they don't want to. They don't want to sit down with no peace talks. Okay, because they was waiting to do this. They know that America was going to do this and make it so bad. The Israelis don't like America either. They just felt a dummy with Donald Trump, and I don't even. And then I even think that I don't even know if the man is being blackmailed because of the Epstein files, but it don't even seem like it's a war for oil. It seems like it's a oil. It seems like it's a distraction to cover up for the Epstein files. But you want to put boots on the ground. You want to put boots on the ground and send our children over there to fight because you don't want the Epstein files to come out about you, or you want to send over there to fight for a fake ass holy war. Well, this ain't about a holy war. This is about Netanyahu wanting supremacy, wanting to be the supreme leader over the whole Middle East. That is what this is about. And you got these evangelicals telling these white folks that, oh, we're going to bring about the coming of Christ. I'm thinking, huh? And they believe in it? I'm thinking, what? Really? Some people are really saying that this is a holy war. Clearly, you don't read your Bible if you think that this is a holy war. Okay? Netanyahu don't. And then I don't even see how. You know what? Here's the thing. Just let me break away for a minute. I didn't even want to get into this, but let me say this, okay? First of all, before you get to the coming of Christ, they're thinking this is what he said, it's holy war. You go, we're going to get to the coming of Christ. Well, okay, so the Antichrist got to come. A couple of tribulations got to happen. It's a whole lot of things before the coming of Christ. Okay, the Antichrist ain't even popped up yet. So, like, what exactly? So they're going to jump, they're going to jump over a couple of steps? And then make it so bad the Israel, why the Christian evangelicals are so dead set to fight on the side of Israel. If you're a Christian evangelical, don't you realize the Jewish Zionists don't even see Jesus as the Christ? They say he is boiling in his own excrement in hell. That's what they think about Jesus, the Christ. They say he is the Jews, the Zionist Jews. Any Jew that is not Christian, any Zionist Jew that is not Christian, think that they say that Jesus is boiling in his own excrement in hell. But you're supposed to be a Christian evangelical. And you on the side, and you on the side of the Israelis, because you say the Jews got to come home first, and then the Antichrist gonna come. Well, there's a whole lot of steps before you get to that. See, that's a whole lot of horse pucky. That is a lie. It don't even make sense. Let's see how Trump allows his son Brian to weasel out of right, because Trump didn't go to war. His son ain't going to war. Okay? You talking New World Order. I agree with New World Order. Can you imagine a world order without can you imagine there is going to fix to be because of this war? Because we have been the Iran has brought us down a peg or two. They don't have a nuclear weapon. Do you know how weak that makes us? We are no longer considered a superpower. The superpower. No longer. No longer. So that leaves us open to all kind of attacks on American soil. Okay? Now Putin is loving this. Even Netanyahu is loving this. No country loves the United States for real, but some countries want to see it destroyed, like China. Kim Jong Un even stepped in to slap the Iranians on the back, cause he got if anybody nuke us first, it's gonna be either Putin or freaking North Korea. Okay. In the Bible, it said that Mystery Babylon will be destroyed in an hour, followed by pestilence, famine, and fire. That sounds like a nuclear bomb to me. The way they describe Mystery Babylon sound like America to me. You know, people not worried about the right thing. Now, they're supposed to be having, the Anglos started this mess because they voted Trump in for a second time, right? So why are they not out on the streets day in and day out right now? Why are they not out? They talking about something. We will have a No Kings March on March the 28th. Excuse me? Why are you not out there in the streets right now trying to fix what you fucked up? Why are you not calling for them to impeach Donald Trump? It don't make no sense. They need to wake up. And we need to wake up to what's going on as well. But people rather be online talking shit about nonsense than realizing that they finna send your people to war. Did you hear North Korea and South Korea has now come? No, I did not know that. I did not hear that. I did not hear that. That is amazing if this happened. My God. Protection isn't working. Get his ex. Yeah, get him out of office. Because he's going to destroy what's left. Do y'all remember somebody hit the yes if you remember when he went to visit Africa a couple of years ago, and he said that Africa was a shithole country. That's what he said about Africa. Okay? He is turning this country into a shithole country. Okay? And nobody is stopping him. The Anglos ain't even out protesting day in and out about all the F stuff that he's doing. They still trying to put on a facade about, we getting all the immigrants out of here because they stealing our jobs. Honey, the immigrants ain't stealing American jobs. You know what's stealing American jobs? Artificial intelligence, AI. AI is stealing American jobs. It's just another deflection. They got all this proof on him about all the botched stuff that he did with Epstein, and they act like they're scared of him. I don't even know why. You're about to get impeached because of it. Well, I mean, ain't nobody calling for impeached yet. I ain't heard the word impeachment no Anglo's throat up there in Washington. I ain't heard the word impeachment even on some of these YouTube channels. Okay? But that's what they need to be calling for. He needs to be impeached. He has committed war crimes, allegedly. He only know 10 words. Have you seen all these mega nuts now claiming to be turning Democrat? Yeah, a lot of them say they want to turn Democrat. But if they want to turn, what the first thing they need to do, since they want to turn on them, is vote in these elections coming up, these 2026 elections. Turn your state blue. So hopefully if it's more Democrats, that they will call for an article impeachment on him. Hopefully they'll get him up out of there. But he don't even care. He don't even think he got to do, because he didn't pass this war. You know, he didn't get it. Didn't bother getting it passed from the House or the Senate. He just went to war and make it so bad. What? I mean, he ain't going nowhere yet. So what good is he might be? Okay, motherfuckers like that live forever. He might be my motherfucking ass. He might be trying to kill us all. Because he already said he ain't going to heaven. So he just want to take everybody with him. If he can't run it, nobody ain't going to run it. It ain't going to be nothing to run. That's probably what's going on in his mind. The hell? They tried to impeach Bill Clinton about Monica Lewinsky, for God's sakes. They not trying to impeach this fool? That Lindsey Graham guy in South Carolina got a hard on for boots on the ground. And he's like, look, let me tell you something. That sissy need to shut the hell up. That's what he need to do. Old ass sissy that didn't never come out the closet. Okay, angry, bitter, and insane. All right. He need to shut the hell up. Because like I said, if boots go on the ground, you best believe our young black girls and boys is going to be on the front line. You be a fool if you let them go over there. They got to find mine first. Okay? They got to find them. If they find them, I'd rather see them in prison than go over there and die for a country that don't give a damn about them. They got a better chance in jail. Okay? But they got to find them first. Like I said, people worried about the wrong damn thing. All right? Black people and white people. Everybody seem nonchalant about what's going on in this country right now. For long, we're not going to have no country anyway. They're going to nuke it. They say in the Bible, in the book of Revelations, it say that Mystery Babylon is going to be gone in an hour. Going to be gone in an hour. What can cause a whole country to be gone in an hour? Could it be a nuclear bomb? Because you best believe Netanyahu is contemplating dropping a nuclear bomb on Iran if he had to. And if he drops a bomb on Iran, Russia, I believe, will drop a bomb on us. Okay? Which means we will have to send a bomb back over there to Russia. All right? Now, we know Kim Jong-un going to jump in, and he going to be firing off something. He been wanting to play with them bad boys forever. And he on the side of the Iranians. Okay? Yeah, they did. They attack California, allegedly. That's what the FBI said. I can't trust the FBI because of Cash Patel. They want this to become a military state. They want a state of emergency so that Trump won't be able to be impeached. They want to federalize the vote because they know what they feel what's coming in this 26 election. They feel like they're going to lose the House or the Senate or both, which I hope they do. BB is playing his side because he don't like America no more than Iran likes America, or nobody in the Middle East really. But I tell you one thing: if they put boots on the ground in Iran, those soldiers are going to be slaughtered. Slaughtered. They're going to slaughter them. You can't put boots on the ground in another country, especially a country like that. They should have learned that from Vietnam, because they already fighting back and they ain't got no nuclear bomb. And they ain't backing down. They don't want to go to the negotiation table. They're not going to freaking surrender. They say, hell no, y'all fuck with us first, and then we going to fight. They say the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and they proving that economically and strategically. Netanyahu losing and Trump is losing. I truly believe the death toll is. That's what I said earlier. The death toll got to be higher than 7, but they don't want the Americans. So, did you know that I'm gonna try to find? I think I took a. There was I took a screenshot of a conversation of a man having on. Let me try to find it. That he was having talking about the troops on. He was talking about the troops on the troops that are already over there. And he heard that what he said first, they told them that they were only going for training. After they got over there, he let them know that they are going into battle. But don't you know they took their phones away from them? They took the communication with their families away from them. That's what they did. Let me try to find it. See what I don't know what that is. Ground Pentagon. This might be it. There's that. Let me try to find it, y'all. It's a couple of them that I got, a couple of screenshots that I got of them talking about. Is this it right here? Hold on, y'all. I think this the all. Let me see. I'm trying to find it for y'all. To prove how dirty they did the soldiers that are already over there. Okay? They told them that they was going for training. Come to find out, shoot, they're going to war. And then they had to say then they had to know to tell them that they was doing it in the name of Jesus. I said, okay. But you took the communication away. Let me try to find out. It was part of a bit of information I read. Okay, here's one. This is from a guy on X. He's a politician. He said, I was part of the build-up to the invasion of Iraq. This is back then. This might be the wrong one. But anyway, what I've heard today from troops and families is so reminiscent of February and March of '03. Doesn't prove the U.S. is invading, but that they are definitely preparing to. Will they? Probably, weighing many factors. And our resistance is one of them. Let me read another one. Hold on, let me find it. Oh, got the wrong thing. I want to show y'all the one about the soldiers. And they so small I can't hardly read them. Hold on. What they were saying about the soldiers. Is this it? Yeah, here's one of them. They told you, what I was telling y'all, they said the soldiers was going to training. Mike Pearson said, I can also confirm they did not tell this, they did not tell them this was a combat deployment until it was too late. Everyone was told that they were only going to training. They lied to them. They told them that they was going to train. They didn't realize that they was being deployed for war. Ain't that something? Child. He said, not saying this is a confirms that the U.S. is invading, just that at least one soldier told their parent this before losing access to our communication. Before losing access to our communication, they took their cell phones away from them after they got them over there so that they would have no communication with their family, y'all. They tricked them. They said they was going over there to train. They didn't know that they was being deployed for war. And then they took access away from, they took their cell phones away from them. You got the Israeli soldiers over there arresting people because they don't want people to take pictures of of how bad it looked. Now, this is also a picture that I found of the people saying goodbye to their kids because they're being deployed over there. They're telling them bye. Look at that black man right there. He going off to war to die for a country that don't even respect him. This mama is saying goodbye to her son for what? For what? And he already over there. What he gonna do? He there. You know. And also on this page they put out if you drop a conscientious objection, packet now. Regulations require your command to accommodate your beliefs. They said if you're already over there and you don't want to fight, this is what you got to do. It says you don't have to choose your orders over your conscience. It says service members. If you now y'all listen to this in case you got anybody over there already. Service members. If you agree Trump's war in Iran is wrong, you don't have to participate. We can help you explore your options. And they got a phone number up here. And it's 1-800-379-2679. It's for soldiers that are already deployed over there that don't want to fight. But how would they get this information if their communication has been cut off? I hope somebody snuck a cell phone. You know. Preston says phone has been ringing off the hook. A lot more units have been activated for deployment than the public knows about. They got more troops over there than they telling us about, y'all. Which leads me to think they're going to put boots on the ground. I told y'all earlier what boots are going to be on the front line, right? Child. I told y'all. I did. I read that one. Going training. I read you that one. Did I read you this one? Not saying this is a confirms that the U.S. is invading. Just that at least one soldier told their parent this before losing access to our communication. This is small. I'm trying to read it, y'all. Right? And losing access to communication. I read that. And then he said, I was part of the build-up event. I read y'all that one too. So I read y'all that. Maybe I'm caught up. I just wanted y'all to see this. You know. Says he also told her, his commander, this the person that was talking to their parent. He also told her, his commander, said they doing this to bring about the second coming of Christ. Remember when we talked about that earlier? They doing this to bring about the second coming of Christ. That is a lie. Like, why are they telling these people that you have any steps you got to go through? These people don't read their Bible to get to the second coming of Christ. Hell, the Antichrist ain't here yet. The hell? I can also confirm they did not tell them that this was a combat deployment until it was too late. I read that. Everyone told they were only going to be training. Now, this is on Twitter too. I can't pronounce his name. He said, it has been reported to me that several American soldiers have been taken prisoner, but the Americans claim that they have been killed in action. Oh my God. Despite their futile efforts, the truth is not something they can hide for too long. Do y'all read that? Allegedly, a lot of American soldiers have been taken prisoner. I can believe that. But they don't want us to know that. They don't want America to know that. They want to keep that a secret. But this is all the stuff going on that they want to hide from the American people and just spew out fake propaganda and lies. Okay? Fake propaganda and lies. That's what they want to spew. But like I said, I don't care what kind of fake propaganda they spew. Ain't nobody young in my family going to no damn war, and I don't give a damn. Now, I'm saying that right now. I don't care what we got to do. They're not going. I don't give a damn. Okay? That's right, Lady T. They are fuming about those schoolgirls. That's why they're afraid of sleeper cells. What do you think about those who are still stuck in Dubai? Well, you know, they blew up the airports. The Iranians blew up the airports. They blowing up the hotels. So if they still stuck over there, God bless them. So said they are going to be the casualties of a unnecessarily war that is against the Constitution. Mine ain't gonna be no casualty of war. Okay. But I don't understand is how it attacks them. Then ask for a ceasefire, an unconditional ceasefire. And I bet them Iranians said, is he for real? They said, no. And then the Ayatollah that they got over there, the Khomeini they got over there is the son of the one that was killed, right? They replaced him with the man's second son. The man lost his wife. He lost his sister. He lost his sister's child. And he lost his daddy. And they say he more vicious. And they say he sustained injuries to his face and something. So they haven't seen him, but he's still alive. Because they're appointing him the next Ayatollah, whatever. But anyway, they say he more vicious than his daddy. Okay? So when they say no surrender, that's what they mean. But I'm tell you one thing, they want them to put boots on the ground. They waiting for that. That's what they want. See, that's the reason why I was trying to figure out, well, why is America and Israel so obsessed with destroying their ground missiles? You know, the roadside bombs and stuff like that. Because they wait for people to put boots on the ground. The Israelis ain't got no boots on the ground over there. They're supposed to be so big and bad, Netanyahu. Okay? And his people, Mossad, the IDF and all them, they supposed to be so bad. Why they ain't put boots on the ground over there? I'm just trying to make it make sense. Netanyahu been wanting this war for 40 years. Why he ain't put boots on the ground? Donald Trump, he really fighting. This is what they call the epic fury. This ain't nothing but Epstein fury, okay? That's all it is. Trying to hide what he did with Epstein. And I heard it's some fair that came out about him and a 13-year-old girl. So you got this war as a distraction. There should have been articles of impeachment filed against this man. It don't make no sense. There's no other president that would condone Israel going to war with Iran except Trump. And now he's trying to blame it on everybody else. He running around on tour like he is what do you call it? He's campaigning. I guess to keep these people hypnotized, these Anglos hypnotized. You know, they act like they're not even real. They act like they done been placed by robots. Okay? Now they said because of CERN, I don't know if y'all heard of CERN, but they said because of CERN, they have opened portals to other dimensions. And I don't even think we living in our regular reality. Okay? Because there had to be nothing but demons putting this man into office. Okay? You got to be out your damn mind. Okay? And you got black people, not black people no more either, by the way. They calling Tyrone and everybody else. Okay? Because everybody worried about the wrong goddamn thing. You're going to stay hypnotized until the bomb fall on your black ass. Over here worried about what drama going on fucking YouTube. Okay? No, CERN is not control of the weather. CERN is a program that was a machine built over there in Sweden, and what they wanted to do is see if they can open portals to other dimensions. And it has been reported for years that they achieved that they have actually opened portals and letting things in from other dimensions. You know. And so the way people are acting so robotic and so crazy around here, I can believe that. I can believe it. I absolutely can believe it. You know, in the Bible, they talk about a great falling away. A great falling away is many people, you know, in hard times in their final days, believe it or not, are going to be turning away from Jesus Christ. Going to be turning away from the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, God, the Most High Creator. And when it comes to black people, there are a whole lot of black people falling away. Okay? You can see that by on YouTube, how they make fun of dead people. You know, for instance, black folks used to be scared to speak ill of the dead. Okay? Now the church, which is not the church anymore, which is ran by demons, they are contributing to this falling away. All right? But before you fall away, you can be redeemed. You can return. You can return. It don't have to be all that. All this going on right now, the one thing that should be on everybody's mind is getting closer to the Most High. Repenting. And repenting don't mean this little petty stuff that go on every day. Repenting is meaning that, you know, you are sorry for not even thinking about Jesus Christ, the Most High Creator, at all. Okay? You think you don't need him no more. You too busy following after the cracker. You think the cracker's ice is colder, but it ain't. You got a president, and 1 minute you gonna have people. You have all these preachers praying over him, and then the next minute saying he know he ain't going to heaven. That ain't nothing but demon activity. Okay, that's why people not concerned about what's going on. Okay, because they've already fallen away. Okay, and that's just the truth. There's this song. It's called "Return Old Backslider." It's a song was out in the I think it was out in the 80s or the 90s. I love this song. We used to sing it in our youth choir. And back then they was talking about, you know, how the church is falling away, how we got a form of godliness. Not godliness, but a form of godliness. You know. And they talk about the falling away. Where can I find that song? Hold up. If y'all can listen to all this bullshit that go on, y'all can listen to this song. Let me try to find it. Hold on. I don't know what's wrong with black people, but that's why I came on this morning to talk about what the hell is going on that nobody is talking about. Now I understand that black folks got so much going on at one point in time in this world. And let me tell y'all this. Did y'all know that there were black Afghanistan people? I mean black Iranian people? There are black Iranian people. They treat black, let me tell you how stupid black Americans are, right? Before I get to them. In 1979, black folks have been gloating and bragging about how when the Iranians took several American hostages in 1979, they let all the black Americans go because they said they were in solidarity with black Americans, you know, concerning how they were treated in America, right? And so a lot of black people are, you know, pro, I guess, Iranian, or at least on the side of the Iranians, or feel what they're doing because they let black people go in 1979 and didn't hold them hostage, right? So a lot of black people, or black Americans, are big up in them for that. Okay, they did that, right? But did they tell you about the 1,000 years that Africans had been enslaved via the the Arab slave trade, as well as the Iranian slave trade. See, those slave trades lasted 1,000 years or almost, but nobody don't never talk about that. And because the slave trade lasted so long in Iran, for instance, they didn't truly abolish slavery until I think the 60s or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I know Saudi Arabia did it, they say, in 1929, but the Saudi Arabian slavery was pretty much predominantly sex slavery. Okay? That's what pretty much the Saudi Arabia. That's why you see them Arabs and stuff all on Instagram getting them women over there and having them eat feces and all of this and all that, and they be traumatized for the rest of their life. When it comes to the Arab slave trade, they wanted the women. They were trafficking the women, and the men, the few men that they trafficked, they turned them into eunuchs. They cut off their tallywackers so they couldn't breed with other African women. So they made them the guards in the brothels and stuff. That's what the Arabs did to the slaves that they captured. That's what they did. That's how cruel they were. And when it comes to the Iranians, they weren't no better, but it was more of a it wasn't even quite chattel slavery, but it was still slavery nonetheless. They were the workers, they were the builders, and whatnot, right? The thing about when slavery had ended, there is a class of African people, descendants of slaves, black Iranians in Iran, that they think so little of those people that they don't even count them on the census. They have them segregated into one part of Iran, and in that part of Iran, it is the most run down. That is where they hide a lot of their missiles, and whatnot. They are permanently economically depressed. They are even afraid to protest. They have done it in the past a couple of times, that they're never paid any attention or anything. They starve. Like I said, they don't even count them on the census. But nobody talks about that Iran. So before black folks go to patting Iran on the back, you need to know what they're doing over there. Okay? They don't care no more about us, meaning melanated people, than no other people on the planet do. So, yeah, I'm not impressed by what they did. But I found a picture. I was looking at a video, and I found a picture of some ancestral. Let me try to. I guess I'm gonna have to try it. Some ancestral black Iranian people over there. Hold on, let me try to find it so I can show y'all. And nobody even thinks about. They call them Afro Iranians too. See if I can find that picture, y'all. Here's one. Here's one. Okay, hold on. It's a shame how they treat people over there. How they treat melanated people over there. This right here is a picture of Afro Iranians. They are descendants of slaves. Here's another picture of Afro Iranians. They are descended from slaves. They are treated as a permanent underclass. A permanent underclass. But this is a picture. Send prayers to Rita's son. He's in training in the army. Well, God bless him. I am sending prayers towards him. I don't know why he signed up for that army, but it wasn't a good thing. My daddy always used to say a black man ain't got no place in a white man's army. Okay? Because they don't care nothing about you. They don't respect you when you come back. You the same nigga when you come back. If you make it back, as you was before you left. So why bother? The country hates you anyway. They don't like you. They don't respect you. Why would you put your life on the line for a country that don't even want you here? But they can't make you go nowhere. Okay? And now they want to draft you. Ain't that a bitch? Child, but anyway, this is a picture of the Afro-Iranians. A couple of really old pictures. But they are there. And nobody talks about them. Their own country don't even think enough about them, like I said, to put them on the census. They don't care what happened to these people. They don't care. So before you go jumping out the window praising them because they let some hostages, black hostages, go in 1979, child, please. Whatever. I am not impressed. All right. It's just like I don't care if Saudi Arabia or the UAE, Iran has bombed them real hard, right? Bombed them real hard, brought them to their knees. I don't care. I don't care because there was an Arab slave trade. There is still Arab trafficking. We still hear talks of people being enslaved over there in the UAE and other places. Black people are everywhere. That's why we are all over the diaspora, sprinkled everywhere. You know, but I don't feel sorry for, like I said, Saudi Arabia. And it's one of Saudi Arabian princes that gave Trump a jet or something like that. And then I seen another post the other day where it was a it was a Saudi Arabian businessman or whoever over there. He said, "We not sending our sons to fight for a war that we don't have nothing to do with." I said, "I know that's right, but they're still getting bombed over there. They don't want nothing to do with it." So it was Qatar that gave him a plane. Okay, I knew it was some Saudi region over there. They gave him that plane. They're getting the hell bombed out of them, by the way. Especially anywhere there's a U.S. Military installation. They're bombing the hell out of them. Putin is sitting back giving them all the intel, by the way. Their weapons are not that sophisticated, but they have lived in that part of the world all their life. You got to realize they've been ready for this for decades. So they have a strategic plan as to how to bring down the U.S. and Israel. They're going to bring down the U.S. not necessarily with bombs because they don't have a nuclear bomb, but they can cripple the economy. They can cripple it to the point to where China will want to call in that several $1 trillion debt, and that would devastate the global economy. Now we know that China, it don't like the U.S. and they with Russia. They give intel to the Iranians as well. I ain't no telling what kind of artillery they're giving the Iranians, China and Putin. Okay, because they've been waiting for this. Donald Trump they had heavy sanctions on Russian oil. Now he's lifted those sanctions. Wonder why? Wonder why? Was he trying to kiss his butt? And Russia said, "Hey, you telling the world like Britain and other places and China and China already get their oil up over there. But I know they got heavy sanctions on us, but they done lifted them. So y'all they can't get no oil through Qatar because the Iranians have cut off the oil supply. But we got what you need. Come over here and buy from us." Okay? So Russia looking to get rich. All right? Because them Americans can't get the ships or the countries that need to get through the Strait of Bermuda that depend on that oil, that they keep blowing up the ships. They set mines in the water so that the ships will be blown up so they can't fill them up, so that they can't pass. They shut it down. There is no oil supply. because they're real stealthy. They doing what they got to do. It's like David and Goliath. America is Goliath, and Iran is David. Okay, and David is whooping Goliath's butt. Okay, that's what's going on. Plainly put, people go all around the mulberry bush about and try to explain some simple stuff. The only allies United States is Israel. True, and Israel is really not even our ally. They're using the United States. Everyone else say they are not. Yeah, they're not gonna participate. They're not going to participate. That's exactly what they say. UN is putting themselves in danger. It's not their business, but they're involving themselves. They don't have a choice. But if they put boots on the ground over there in Iran, along with American troops and Israeli troops, they all gonna die. All of them. These people have been bred since birth to fight this type of war. If they'll kill thousands of their own people, what the hell you think they're gonna do to us? We are on their land, in their territory. There are over 90 million people, they say, living in Iran. Iran is huge. This is going to be another Vietnam. Soon they decide to put boots on the ground. And that Donald Trump so ruthless to save face, I believe he will do that. That's why by the end of 2026, they will be instituting a draft. It is not they thinking about it. They already said, well, they asked him, I guess it was Bondi or whoever, or Carl Levitt, one of them, are they still going to be issuing a draft in 2026? And she said, well, the president is keeping his options open. That's what she said. But there will be a draft instituted in the year 2026 before this year is over. This is not the first time they talked about a draft. So this was going on. But I came here to talk about they coming for our babies first. Our little melanated brown babies, they want them on the front line, okay? I'll be down. You know. But I can't believe that black folks is like not worried about nothing. Like the whole world coming around behind you and you talking about some dumbass beef sector shit. That's why I stopped doing videos. Even though I'm playing for my stream, I ain't got time for that bull crap. There's real stuff going on in this world. Shit is weird. Black folks don't want to vote. They don't want to participate in a damn thing. Don't want to. And when you vote for somebody, you don't want to. You don't expect them to do nothing for you, so they don't. You got black folks up in Congress on getting APAC money because they owned by Israel, and they really ain't doing nothing for you either. But you keep voting them in. Okay. Now I realize they don't have no power right now, but I hope the Democrats with this 2026 election will take over the House and the Senate, and they will drop articles of impeachment on Donald Trump. If not, we're gonna get fucking blown off the planet. Congress is drafting up a bill now that if people don't want to send their children to war, them and their children, well, I don't know about them, but I didn't hear about them, but I know that their children would get 5 years in federal prison. Yeah, it's happening in real time. But they got to find mine first, and if they find them, I'd rather for them be in prison than at war. To get killed, they got a better chance in jail. People are so privileged to be ignorant. Yeah, ignorantly blessed. Yeah, good for them. Good for them. You're right about that, Rodwell. Good for them. You got these freaking psycho weirdos up there in the White House acting like they're robots. I don't know if they robots. I don't know if it's a cult. I don't know what the hell going on because we know Jeffrey Epstein been doing some crazy stuff. He did some devil worship and other gods worship like the god of Baal. and Molech. One of them wanted the blood of children. One of them wanted the whole children, the whole child. Okay. We heard about the things going on Epstein Island, about the alleged beef jerky, which is alleged human flesh to me. Cause don't nothing put nothing past these weirdos. They talking about they showed emails about them allegedly hunting down black folks, you know. And we wonder why so many black people disappear, in particular from this country every year. I think it's from organ harvesting, X trafficking, as well as whatever these elites got going on. Okay, that's why they find the parents, so they can find our children. So Congress is like, yeah, I think they in another dimension. I think they are demons. I think they've been taken over. Okay. They got to be out of their mind to be following behind this nonsense. You got to be crazy as hell. It's weird. But I really had to get on here. I want to get on here and talk about this, y'all, because I don't see a lot of conversation going on about even the simplest thing, which is keeping our kids safe. Not letting them go to war for a country that don't even respect them. That really shook me. Like it really did. It don't make no sense. It's crazy. But anyway, y'all, another thing that's crazy is I pay for this dang on StreamYard every month, and I don't even use it no more. But before I go to talking about nonsense, child, no thank you. No thank you. Oh, I said I found that song for y'all. Hold on. Because at the end of the day, only thing black people got is the grace of the Most High Creator. That's all we got. That's all we got behind us. Okay, at the end of the day. All right? And there was firing a whole lot of black servicemen and women. That rejection has been gospel. I know that's right. You true, right? The reason, a part of the reason why they don't know what they're doing over there in the war is because they fired a whole lot of Navy generals and commanders. A lot of them that didn't agree with Trump and his philosophies, but they have been there, for years, for decades. And their what do you call it, their knowledge is uncompromised by these young folks that don't, like Heck said, and people don't know what they're doing. Another reason why they losing over there is because they don't have good commanders and stuff. They don't know what they're doing because they're firing them all. I agree, absolutely. Mm-mm. Can't let these demons take your soul. You sure can't. Better be careful. Be safe out there. Miss O, have an amazing weekend. Thank you. Same to you. But like I said, you don't have to be the falling away. You don't have to be. You don't have to be. Because of whatever reason, I found a song. Let me see if it'll play. Hold on. I'm gonna go out on this, okay, y'all? Hold on. Let me see if it'll play. Hold on. And we're gonna stop and hear this.
We've changed. We no longer seek my God's face. We've changed. We think we're saved by works and not by faith. The pure essence of God. We no longer and soon we've changed. We've no desire to fast or to pray anymore. We've changed. We attend the church, but it seems such a bore. We have a form of godliness. Church, we've lost all of our power. How can we stand in these old wretched evil days? How can we face the final light? Back to your place in God. He will come and bring you life more abundantly. If you only
return. That is my song, and it is the truth. Okay, that is the truth. Now it might sound crazy. I couldn't play the whole song, but like it's saying in the Bible, there's going to be a great falling away. Even when it comes to our people. I mean, I call these the black folks. They new niggas. Okay, they done been cloned by Tyrone or something. All right, because we don't have any reverence for anything anymore, and that's unfortunate. As a collective. Now, I ain't talking about individually, but collectively, the church is dead. It's gone. It's been overrun by demons. Okay? Every time I look at even some of these so-called pastors and prophetesses on YouTube, I don't see nothing but demons. Okay? Nothing but demons. That's all I see. You know. And then you got the evangelicals and whoever else over there twerking around in the synagogue of Satan. Of course you got it falling away. Of course you do. Because people think they don't need God no more. But I tell you, there's gonna come a time shortly when you won't be worried about beefing on YouTube. Okay? You be worried about trying to making it. Because that time is coming. And it seems like if Trump don't stop what he gonna doing, as soon as Israel nuke Iran, Russia gonna nuke the U.S. And you know who's gonna win at the end of this? I believe though, the country that is gonna be the new global superpower, in my opinion, is China. That is who gonna be running the world. Okay, that's my opinion. It's China, cause China not stupid. They're going to become the next global economy because the U.S. is going to cancel itself out because of this dumbass man that they got in there. This dementia lady, I don't know what the heck is going on up in the White House, but Lord have mercy. Ooh wee. And what's wrong with the Anglos? They act like they got to schedule a time for a protest. Black folks used to get out and protest when it was the time was right, okay? They say they are so indoctrinated that they need to wake the hell up. Yes, black folks is lazy. Yes, black folks is overall, collectively, not individually. the last ones to find out something because they always concerned about stupid stuff. But Anglos, they under some kind of trance or something. I don't understand what's wrong with them. They broke it. They need to fix it. Then they mad at black people because black people won't get out and protest. It's so crazy concerning this war. I don't even feel comfortable telling people not to get out and protest. Make it so bad though. On the other hand, I don't think it make a difference if we protest in this country or not, black or white, blue or green. Because Trump simply don't give a damn. He don't give a damn about the polls. He don't give a damn about the Congress. He don't give a damn about the Supreme Court. He don't give a damn about the Senate. He don't give a damn about his own people. Okay? So really, is it gonna make a difference if we protest or not? That man need to be impeached. Impeached fast. I think everything up there is either in Washington is either owned by Israel or they part of some kind of cult or their brains done been washed. I don't know what the hell done happened to them. These people crazy. You got Marco Rubio wearing two big shoes. I'm like, okay, this is not normal. You got Lindsey Graham up there foaming at the mouth, losing his mind about wanting boots on the ground. This stuff is crazy. You got Mike Johnson kissing butt from dusk till dawn. It's weird. It's some weird stuff going on. You got them destroying the Epstein files because Trump's name is in there too many times. They say somebody done hacked the Epstein files. I hope so. I can't believe there ain't been no Epstein file whistleblower. Where's the whistleblower? So they can impeach his ass. They don't even need the Epstein files to impeach him, okay? For what he's doing right now. This is an impeachable act, in my opinion. It's crazy. But anyway, I just want to come on here. I'm going to get off here and give y'all a little something to think about, you know? And I think I got to get back in the mood of making more videos. It just felt good getting this out. But if you didn't learn nothing today, I hope that you are preparing to talk to young people that are between the ages of 18 and 26 to 36, I believe. Your melanated young folks, your youth, to do whatever they got to do to avoid this draft. You do not have to go to war for a country that don't care nothing about you. That is not necessary. It's ridiculous. Okay? And you best believe, in my opinion, they will disproportionately draft more melanated people than the Anglos. Okay? They're going to try it. You best believe they're going to try it. Okay? But you better be like Muhammad Ali and refuse to go to the draft. Okay? Refuse to go to war. Refuse. No matter what. They stripped his titles. He still refused. Say, hell no, I ain't going to be killed in Vietnam. For a country that don't care nothing about me. You got me messed up. The only thing they care about in this country is the elites. Those are the only people that they care about. Them, because, and then it says something, we got like, was it 938 billionaires? Or was it 93 billionaires? I think it was several billionaires. Several, it don't mean nothing to be a millionaire evidently no more. You gotta strive for a billionaire status, okay? But you best believe none of their kids will be marching off the war in the draft. You best believe that. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get off here. You guys enjoy your family, your weekend. Please stay prayed up. Uh, I hope you will at least consider what it is that I had to say about this nonsense that's going on in the world. And we know to be a Christ follower is to suffer in His name. That's why you don't want to be a part of the falling away. Okay. Yes, as a collective, the church is dead, but individually, some of us still, Christ followers, still have the church in our hearts. And I pray for everybody, right? I love y'all because that is what the Lord requires me to do, okay? Y'all have a nice weekend, and I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Thank you so much for joining me. Hit that like button, share this video if you could. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna have to be more consistent again. I just be bogged down so much. By the time I get ready to hit the live button, I done heard so much about the war and the raggedy police to where I be like, you know what? Never mind. But I'm gonna get better at it. Y'all hanging there with me. I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye. Be safe. Peace.